We have been really tapping into the fall season. Um, Fall, autumn is definitely my season. I'm an autumn girl. I love the colors. I love the change. I love the feel of the air. I love everything about fall. And Jen, who's on with me tonight, she's a fellow photographer, and I know that this is her favorite season as well, and she does some really pretty fall pictures. So yeah, it's just been really inspiring to see the color really burst out this week. But not only the color and not only the vibrancy and what you see happening, but I think that what's important to think about when we move into fall is what this time is for. And so this is a transitional period. It has meaning beyond just what we see externally. But when we think about fall and we think about autumn in this season, it's really a time to take stock of where we are. It's time to take stock of what's inside and potentially to do a little cleaning out and letting go. And that's really what the trees are doing right now. They're letting go of what no longer serves them, and that's very healthy for us to do as well as human beings. So our practices this week have just sort of generally tried to align with this theme. And so we're going to be doing some twists tonight. In our Vinyasa flow. The twists are metaphorically, they are twisting out and wringing out some of the things inside that maybe we need to let go of. So you can think of it that way. They also help our digestive system in a physiological way. They help our digestive system to help transform what's inside, transform this energy that we have into something that's more usable. So there's a couple of good things that happen with twists, and so we're going to incorporate as many of those as we can tonight. So I'm going to start my music, and we're going to begin at the top of the mat. So just find your Tadasana stance. Maybe rock back and forth on the feet. And find your grounding roots to begin. So think about the four corners of the feet. Think about how they ground you, whether you're in a long standing pose or whether you're just standing and holding yourself very temporarily in our flow. But these feet are meant to ground us. They're meant to provide the stability that we need to stay safe and secure. So feel that energy coming up through the roots of the feet. And let's draw the arms up and overhead, reaching up and over with the fingers toward the heavens. Go ahead and lift the heels off of the mat and just come into a little bit of a toe balance here. Lifting that energy up through the front part of the feet, feeling it travel over the shins, the knees, the quads, up through the center channel of the core, and then out through the fingertips. Take a really nice deep breath here with these heels lifted. Hold your balance and really get that core energy in place to lock down any kind of balancing poses. Exhale, release the toes down. Inhale, lift up, heels up. Exhale, release down. Inhale, heels up. Exhale, release down. One more time, go through that motion. And tonight's affirmation is going to be that I release all negative thoughts and emotions, anything that's holding me back or down. Exhale and release. Let's bring the arms directly out front. The thumbs are on top. Cross the right arm over the left, elbow over elbow, and draw the left forearm straight up. Inhale, and then exhale, draw the right arm over to the left, feeling that nice, just soft, easy stretch through the shoulder and the shoulder blade. Take one additional breath here. Come back to center. We'll cross the left arm over the right, lift the right forearm up. Inhale first, and then exhale, begin your stretch over to the right. Keeping the left arm straight and feeling that stretch come all the way around to the back of the shoulder blade. Inhale, come back to center. Let's roll the shoulders forward and back, forward and back, forward and back. And draw the elbows back and roll them forward. Each time moving the rib cage, creating almost a little bit of a cat-cow action with the chest. One more time around, and then arms down by the side. And then we're just gonna loosen up the arms, okay? Let them go, and you're just gonna slightly twist from left to right, and just let the arms feel as if they're flying off your body, creating this kinetic energy, feeling the vibration of what your body is creating in your space. Just back and forth, just let them flop, just let them feel like they don't have any hold or muscle whatsoever. Kind of just hitting, slapping the body a little bit. And then come back to center, come into Tadasana, find your stillness, and feel already that little buzz of energy that you've created through your movement. Remember through the flow this evening to connect your breath to every movement, and always make sure that you can find an easy breath. Inhale, let's draw the arms up and overhead. Exhale, hinge forward from your hips, forward fold. Feet are about hip bone distance apart. Soften the knees as much as needed in this first forward fold, and always feel free to use blocks at any time during the class for folds or our lunges. Inhale, come up to a half lift, pressing the crown of the head forward, the tailbone back, flat back, and draw in the abs to protect that back. Exhale and forward fold. Slightly bend your left knee. Take the left hand to the outside of the right ankle. The right arm comes into a T off the shoulder. Inhale here. Exhale, see if you can fold it down a little further. And then on your next inhalation, you're going to draw the chest over to the right, lifting your heart toward the right side of the mat and lifting the arm up with it. Just a nice little soft standing twist. You use the space that you've created with that bent left knee to help facilitate the twist. Exhale, unwind, bend the right knee, and then bring the right hand to the outside of the left ankle. First, just come into a T off the shoulder. Take stock of your alignment. Inhale here, and then see if you can fold the head down a little further. On your next inhalation, go into your twist, bringing the heart toward the left side of the mat, and just raising the left arm in concert with the body. It doesn't have to crank all the way back. Take this first twist nice and soft. Exhale and unwind, forward fold. Root down through your feet. Press all the way up, arms up and overhead. Inhale, exhale, slight back bend. Inhale, upward facing hands. Exhale, come into your chair pose, Utkatasana. Sit back in your chair, knees are aligned over ankles, your heart is lifted, your back is straight, and your gaze is between your hands. Nice deep breath here in this first chair pose. Inhale, and then we're going to exhale, drop the arms down by the side, just sweep them down, bend the knees, and then swoosh, come back up into your chair pose. Exhale, let the arms fall down. Inhale, swoosh up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. So you're just moving down and through that chair pose, letting the arms and torso carry you up and down. One more time. And then back up into chair. This time lift all the way up, arms up and over. Exhale, slight back bend. Upward facing hands. And then forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift. Exhale and fold. Step back to your downward facing dog. Let's take 3 breaths in this opening downward facing dog. Making sure that your arms are supported. Feeling that strength and rooting coming from the thumb and the index finger, but pressing all the fingers wide so that you have a sense of rootedness through each of the 10 fingers. Roll your biceps and your shoulder blades toward the outer edges of the body. And then engage your lower abs. Press them up and back. And this will lift the hips and press the thighs toward the back of the mat. Inhale deeply. Exhale and release. Inhale deeply. Exhale, let it come out the mouth. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. I release all negative thoughts and emotions that are holding me down and back. And then we'll draw the left foot forward between the hands. Low runner's lunge. Feel free to use those blocks if you wish. Lift up through the back of the right thigh. Lengthen through the spine. Feel the lift and come up onto fingertips as you draw the core up and back, supporting the body. One more breath here. Place the right hand palm down underneath the shoulders. Left arm into a T off the shoulder. On your next breath, start your rotation of the heart to the left, lifting that left arm, coming into your low runner's lunge twist. Exhale, bring the left hand back down, lower the right knee and uncurl the toe. Lift up, Anjaneyasana, low crescent lunge. Exhale, slight back bend. Inhale, bring hands to heart. Hook the right elbow on top of or to the outside of the left thigh and rotate the heart to the left. Inhale, back to center, arms up, and then exhale, arms down to the mat. Curl the right toes, lift the right knee up off of the mat. Straighten the front left leg and begin to walk the hands backwards. You can bring the blocks with you if you like. Coming into a very gentle half splits. Feeling that stretch now along the left side and at the hamstring. Inhale, come forward, hands back up in the front. Bring the left leg back. Press back to downward facing dog. Drawing the right foot forward between the hands. Extend the left leg back nice and long. Lift up through that pelvic floor. Feel the core engage. And then come up to fingertips as you lengthen through the crown of the head and press back through the tailbone. Take an additional breath here. This time, place the left hand, palm down, right arm comes into a T off the shoulder. Inhale and then begin your rotation for this low lunge twist. Arm raising high toward the ceiling. One more breath. Exhale, unwind, bring the hand back down to the mat. Lower the left knee, uncurl the toe. Inhale, lift all the way up, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, slight back bend. Inhale, hands come to heart. Hook the left elbow on top of or outside of the right thigh and begin your twist here in this low crescent. Unwind, come back to center. Arms raise up on your inhale. Exhale, hands back down to the mat. Press back to downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Inhale, let it out. One more time. Release all negativity and anything that's holding me back and down. Walk the feet forward to the front of the mat, coming into Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale, lift all the way up, root to rise as the arms come up and overhead. Exhale, slight back bend. Inhale, upward facing hands. Exhale, hands to heart. Reaffirming your intention for your practice tonight. All right, we're going to move through a Sun Salutation B. We're going to build a little bit of warmth here as we move forward. Inhale, the arms up and overhead. Feet are hip distance apart. Exhale, sit back into your chair pose, Utkatasana. Lift the heart, really engage your core to stay strong here. Bring the hands to heart, and then exhale and forward fold. Inhale, half lift, lengthen through the spine. Exhale and fold. Step back to plank. Lower the body, either all the way in a full plank or by lowering the knees first, half or full chaturanga. Keeping the elbows tight to the body. Lift up to a cobra or up dog. Curl the toes. Press back to downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg up for your split leg dog. Bring that leg through to the front of the mat, low runner's lunge. Set up with your blocks as needed. Lower the left heel. That left foot is now at a 45-degree angle. As we lift up, use that core strength to lift up to Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. Square the hips to the front of the mat. Lift the heart. Lower the shoulders and drop them away from the ears. Exhale, bring the hands down to the mat. Right leg comes back to plank. One more time, moving through that Vinyasa flow, full or half chaturanga, your version. Inhale up to cobra or up dog. Roll back to downward facing dog. Halfway through the Sun Sal B. Inhale the left leg up. And then sweep that left leg through, setting up for your low runner's lunge. Drop the heel of the right foot now, setting up for Virabhadrasana 1. Use that core strength. Lift yourself up. Square the hips to the front. Lift the heart. Exhale, bring the hands down to the mat. Left leg comes back. Set up once again in plank. If you don't want to go through the Vinyasa flow, you can always just sit back into a child's pose, take a breath. And we'll all meet back in downward facing dog. Your choice. You always have options. Walk the feet to the front of the mat, coming to Uttanasana, your forward fold. Inhale, half lift, lengthen through the spine, and then hinge from your hips and fold. Each time you do this, you're getting a little extra stretch, a little more length in the spine. Inhale, lift up to chair pose, Utkatasana. Stay strong here. One additional breath in your chair. Exhale, hands to heart, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, come all the way up. Arms up and overhead. Exhale, slight back bend. Inhale, upward facing hands. Exhale, hands by the side. Take a breath in mountain pose. Everybody with me? We doing good? All right. From here, we're gonna step back into a wide stance. Lift the arms up. Virabhadrasana 1. We're going to take each of the hands on each of the elbows. So if you can, see if you can grasp the elbows. If this doesn't work for you, then just stay in a normal warrior 1. And then if you have the elbows grasped, we're going to bring the right elbow back and lift the left elbow up. So this is a big shoulder opener. One additional breath here. Release the elbows back to warrior 1. And then we're going to pivot on the feet, coming to a wide forward fold. A wide leg stance. Hands to the waist, and then exhale, forward fold. When you come down to the floor, if you need your blocks, bring those with you. Inhale, half lift, exhale, and fold. Pivot on the heels, bring your toes so they're pointing slightly out and the heels are pointing slightly in. And then we're going to bend the left knee, walking the hands over toward the left knee and in front of that left knee. And then slowly we're going to bend the right knee and bring the hands over to the right. So we're just bending one knee at a time, moving the body. You can kind of find your own pace here. You can make it kind of dancey and a little faster, or you can just walk the hands slowly from one side to the other. This is called Skandasana. So just find your own pace and what works best for your body. All right, one more time, back and forth, and then come to meet back in the center. Place your left palm directly underneath your face. Right arm comes into a T off the shoulder. And then on your next breath, inhale, come up to a twist in wide leg stance. Exhale, bring the right hand down. Place the right hand underneath the face. Left arm comes up into your twist. Exhale, replace the hand one at a time. Just feeling that twist. Alternating arms, getting a nice stretch in the inner thighs. You're probably feeling that as I am. One more time, back. And then hands back down to the floor. Walk the hands to the right side of the mat. Pivot on your right foot. Bend that front right knee, come into low runner's lunge, facing the back of your mat. We're going to walk the hands, bring your blocks with you if you have them to use on the other side, bring them along. We're going to walk the hands a little bit ahead of the right foot. And then hop your left foot a little bit closer to your right so the legs aren't quite as wide as they were before. And then bring your weight into that right leg, lift the left leg up, come into standing splits. Exhale, bring the bring the left foot next to the right. Inhale, rise all the way up. You're facing the back of your mat now at this point. Exhale, hands come to the heart. Lift the left leg up. Turn the foot a little bit in toward the center line of the body. I'm going to turn to face you so you see what I'm doing. So the knee is out, the foot is in. Bring your arms. One arm is going to come around in front. The other arm is up top. And then switch the arms. Switch the arms. A little balancing here in the middle of our practice. This is called standing Shiva. One more time. And then bring that foot down. Inhale, arms up and overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, lengthen. Exhale, and fold. Take your right foot back this time in a runner's lunge. Walk the hands around to the right side of the mat. So now I'm facing away from you. You're probably facing toward me. Hands in the center. Inhale, half lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale, lift. Turn the toes out, the heels slightly in. We're going to go into that Skandasana move once again. So bend into your right knee to begin. Hands are over near the right foot. And then exhale, they come center, and then they bend into the left. And then from right to left, to right, to left. Feel your own rhythm. You don't have to go as fast as I am. If you want to just walk the hands slowly, that is your pace. So we'll do that a couple more times. And then bring the hands to center. Place the right hand underneath the head. Draw the left arm up. Come into your wide leg twist. Exhale, replace that hand, draw the right arm up, coming into your twist to the right. Replace the hands, alternating as you go. Again, finding your own rhythm. You don't have to move at the same time I am. Just feel what's right for your body and create your own practice. That's what's important. One more time. And then both hands down on your next time. Pivot on the right foot. Bring the hands around to the front. Keep bringing those blocks around with you if you're using them. Low runner's lunge. Bring your left foot forward next to your right. Inhale. Draw the arms up and overhead. Exhale. Forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale and fold. Check my time here. Where are we? All right, step back to downward facing dog. Drop the knees, open them widely, and press back for a breath in child's pose. Release and relax. I release all negativity, all negative thoughts and emotions that are holding me back and down. Just let it go. Let go of anything that does not serve. Come forward. Come up to hands and knees. Press up to downward facing dog. Come forward, drop the knees, roll all the way down, come into into a cobra. Inhale, press up. Exhale, release down. Curl the toes, press up and back, downward facing dog. Bring your left foot forward between your hands, low runner's lunge, and then we're going to drop the heel of the right foot. Once again, setting up for warrior one. Use that core strength, lift yourself up, arms up and overhead. See if you can grasp those elbows, lift the chest higher, and maybe draw that left elbow up a little bit higher. Back to traditional warrior one, arms, and then we're going to pivot on the right foot. So you're coming up on the ball of the right foot and therefore coming into a high crescent lunge. This is more of a balance because you don't have that right heel down. So if this isn't steady enough for you, then go ahead and drop the heel. High crescent. Bring the hands to the heart. Bring the right elbow, if you can, bring it on top of or hook it to the outside of your right thigh, the left thigh. Use your core strength, draw the inner thighs in and toward each other for stability. Stay here, one additional breath. This is our strength pose. Come back to neutral, draw the arms up, drop the right heel down, and bring the hands down to the mat. Left leg comes back, downward facing dog. Got one more side to have that sequence on, so we'll bring the right foot forward. Low runner's lunge to begin. Lower the left heel. Set up for warrior one. Use that core strength. Lift the torso up. Stay strong and stable. See if you can grasp the elbows and maybe open those shoulders a little wider. Perhaps drawing the right elbow slightly more higher toward the ceiling. Release the elbows, arms come back into warrior one. Then we're going to lift the left heel, pivot on the foot so that now that foot is facing forward and we're balanced on the ball of the left foot. Dipping into that front right knee, high crescent lunge. Stay strong here, but drop the foot if you need to for balance. And then hands come down to the heart. Stay strong through the legs. Take the left elbow. See if you can bring it on top of the right quad or hook it on the outside, twisting your heart toward the right. Keep those inner thighs reaching toward each other. Inhale. Whoop, I lost my own balance. Inhale, come back to center. Arms come up. Drop the left heel. Hands come down to the mat and press back to downward facing dog. Whew. Inhale, come forward, drop the knees, lower the body, come into a prone position. Let's bring the arms forward, setting the hands up, the forearms in front, elbows are underneath the shoulders. Actively reach back with each of the legs one at a time. Lengthen through your legs. Lift up through the heart. Push the shoulders away from the ears. Take a few breaths here in Sphinx pose. Lift your heart and reaffirm your intention for your practice tonight. Down, cross the arms in front of you. Let your forearms come down in front, and you can allow the brow to come all the way down on the hands. And into a resting pose. Release and relax. All the way up. And we're going to come into a seated position. Swing the legs around in front. I always overestimate my time. I actually had an entire other sun salutation built into this, but lucky or unlucky for you, I'm not sure which way you're going to look at that right now. We didn't quite have time for that. So we're going to start with both legs directly out in front. And we're going to move into sage pose or sage twist. So we're going to bring the left foot first. See if you can bend the knee and bring that left foot up as close to the groin or hip as you can. It can be just slightly to the outside of the hip. Okay, not much, but it's really in front of the hip. Just give yourself a little room here in the center. All right, what you want to feel is both of your sits bones, though, still equally weighted onto the mat. So once you have this grounding leg, You're going to take the right arm, bring that right arm and bring it to the outside of the left thigh. Left arm is going to come behind the small of the back. So this is going to give you some leverage and support through the back. Inhale, exhale, and then begin your twist over to the left. Stopping about halfway from where you think you might be able to go. Breathing into that first resistance point. And with your next breath and exhalation, see if perhaps you can turn the body and twist slightly more. With each breath, just feel as if there may be a little bit more room for you to gain a little more twist. And then when you found your edge, just stop and breathe into that area. All right, and wind and come back to center. We're going to set up on the other leg. So bring the right leg up. So the foot is in front of the hip, as close to the hip as you can manage it, but it can be a little bit to the outside. Ground down, feel that seat. Take your right arm now behind the small of the back. Left arm crosses over. And you can keep it straight or you can bend it. It's really your choice. Inhale, and then begin to twist the body toward the right. Stop about halfway between where you think you might be able to go and just feel the gradual twist of the body. With each breath, you can see if there's a little bit more room to engage and a little bit more room to move. Think about what you need to release, what you need to get rid of. Let it go. We've all got something. Some of us probably have a lot of stuff. All right, and then inhale, come back to center. Bring the feet together in a cobbler's pose. Baddha Konasana. It can either be a wide diamond or it can be more narrow. Inhale, sit up, and then exhale, forward fold. Just let your hands slide down to the front of the mat. Ease into this fold, feel your lower back release. Be very sweet and gentle with yourself here. Let go a little bit more. Whatever you're holding, whatever you're gripping, see if you can release and just let it go. You'll be lighter. You'll be less burdened. More at ease. Alright, come all the way up. We're going to roll down. Come onto your back. Let's take a moment to hug the knees into the chest. Rock back and forth. It may even feel good to go into a happy baby. Or you can grasp either of the ankles, shins, or the outsides of the feet. Just offer yourself a little love here. A little gratitude for taking this time for yourself tonight. Helping to cleanse the body, cleanse the mind. Release anything that's toxic in your life, no matter how subtle it might be. And you can let go of the feet. Let's cross the left leg over the right, knee over knee, thighs tightly together. Arms come into a T off the shoulder, and let both legs fall over to the left. Feel that stretch along the outer thigh and hip on the right side. That tightness in the piriformis just on the outside of the hip. Make sure your lower back feels happy. Don't do anything too extreme, but just see if you can breathe into that whole area there and soften it down. Inhale, draw the knees back up to center, unwind. Cross the left leg over the right. Same thing, we'll drop the knees over to the right side. Wherever you feel tightness, mindfully send your breath. Coax that area to relax and release. We worked hard tonight. We did a lot of moving. We did a lot of strong poses. And now it's time to balance that with some restoration. Inhale, draw the knees up to center. Unwind them, and let's go ahead and release both legs down the mat. Let the body come into a nice neutral position. And I want you to visualize anything that you've been trying to release as actually just seeping out of your body and into the earth. All energy and all matter is balanced in some form or fashion. So if you have something that's causing blockages or fears or anxiety, that's the negative stuff you need to get rid of. The earth can take that energy and rechannel it. There's a use for it. Just doesn't need to be in your body. So bring that visualization to mind as you breathe in your Shavasana, feeling your presence and finding your ease. begin to invite a little deeper breath back into your body. Wiggling fingers and toes, maybe circling the wrists or ankles. Whatever you need to do to help reemerge and come back to your seat. Just take this next minute or so to do that. Take your time. As you're ready, come back into a seated position on the mat. Let's close the eyes just briefly. Draw the arms up and overhead, reaching toward the heavens. Bring palms together and then draw them down to the heart center. Chinese philosopher Lao Tzu says, "When I let go of what I am, I become what I can be." So let go of whatever's not needed so you can move forward, finding peace and happiness for yourself and others. Thank you so much for practicing this evening. And namaste.